Who will win today? We will find out shortly on NFL Pregame Party. Welcome to Joe's Atmosphere.
Cook your shrimp, please. All of a sudden, my shrimp pan is burning up like a smoke test.
All right, boys and girls, what's going on? Welcome to the Pregame Party with myself and Noc, my co-host. How you doing this fine NFL Sunday, sir?
Oh, it's a great day. Hopefully it'll be a great night. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be fun, man. I'm a little miffed. My Sooners, they tanked again to Kansas State. The Wildcats again. The second year in a row. What the hell's wrong with them? I don't know. But we'll find out all about college because I'm sure you've got plenty to let us know about today. We're going to start off like we always do with the scouting report before we get into the games. So what do you got for us this week, Noc?
Well, right before we start into college, everything else is going to be college. There's this one clip I got of the Canadian Football League. My Calgary Stampeders have clinched the playoff berth.
Get out of town.
There's only 3 weeks left in 3 or 4 weeks left in the Canadian Football League season before their playoff starts. And this one was near the end of the game, but this was just such a good beast mode run. I thought I'd share it real quick.
Go, man.
Winnipeg twice in their final 3 games. This run.
No. Oh, that guy was doing work.
Yeah,
crazy.
So I thought that was definitely a good one right there.
That's awesome.
So this right here, so that's I've been watching Canadian football since it started because I was desperate need of football before the NFL and college started. So
I told you guys when I'm not kidding when I say this guy watches more football than anybody I know.
Yeah, so they had the USFL, which I watched. My Birmingham Stallions won that one.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if they're done yet.
Their stiffest competition was our New Orleans Breakers. Damn it.
Right. Yeah. But the EFL, the European or ELF, the European League of Football is actually doing their championship game right now.
Really?
And I don't know. It looks like the Vienna Vikings might take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're ahead 24-12 at the end of the third quarter. So
wow, that's pretty good. 12.
Yeah, that's the championship
come down the
game.
Stretch. Yeah.
So that's another league I was kind of watching on the highlights anyway, just kind of keeping up on.
Right.
And then Canadian football, which was I think one of the main reasons I watched some of these different leagues is to see the different rules. And like Canadian football has some interesting ones. One, they only have 3 downs, and then 2 that they and they did it in one of these games where they did an onside kick. And in Canadian football, when they fumble the ball or the ball hits the ground, right, and goes out of bounds, in the NFL and all American leagues, it's done. The play is over. If the other team wasn't able to grab it before it went out of bounds, then it just stays with the offense, right? Well, in Canadian football, if you touch the ball before it goes out of bounds, like just smack it before it goes out of bounds, it's your ball.
Wow.
Whoever hits it last
So they got soccer rules when it comes to a loose ball.
So they actually had one where they did a onside kick, and the ball was right there on the sideline. The guy tried to, over his shoulder catch it, and it went through his hands, but it touched him as it went through, and it went out of bounds. It counted. They got to keep the ball.
Wow.
Because that's how it works in community. So I just like seeing the different rules and stuff like that. Plus,
it's a lot to keep up with.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I remember about we had a CFL team here.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Shreveport Pirates. They were not around very long, but I think they were around like 3 seasons maybe. But I do remember there was only 3 downs. That's why they throw all the time in that league. I mean,
if you can run in that league, then that's pretty crazy.
Pretty good. Yeah,
pretty good.
Yep.
So there's definitely a lot of throwing. All right, so let's go on to college football. I have a couple clips here. From some of the games. Right. This one was a pretty big upset right here. This was Texas A&M over Arkansas.
Okay. All right,
and number 10, Arkansas, and this happened.
It's crazy, man.
That was very exciting right there. Yeah, it changed the whole game. It changed the whole. So Texas went on, and Texas A&M went on to win. I think that was, besides Oklahoma, sorry to say, that was probably the one other big upset of the day, was that Arkansas losing.
Damn.
And then so another game I watched was this one, Iowa versus Baylor. Iowa's number 17, I believe, 19, 17, something like that. And, Iowa did a pretty good game. They just had too many mistakes. But this play right here caught my eye, and you'll see why when I play it.
Okay.
Pick number 9 for Iowa State.
Akin to that of Michael Jordan.
Entirely.
I mean, entirely. That's crazy, man.
Hands it off. Reese hit the hole.
And then, of course, this game really made me mad. So this was the Clemson and Wake Forest game.
Yeah, I caught some of that game.
It was a great game. Both offenses were just unstoppable. Really? And so this is second overtime. Clemson has already scored a touchdown. They did not get the 2-point conversion. So Wake Forest actually has a chance to win it on this drive.
Right.
But this is 4th and 6. So you got all this space right here, and you got all, 15 yards between here and there, and then this is what they choose to do with it. I was so mad.
In man-to-man.
Hey, let's throw it into double coverage.
Wow!
And that was the end of the game.
Terrorized most of the
Unbelievable.
I was like, oh my goodness. All right, we can save this one for later. That's a clip from the Thursday night game.
Gotcha.
We'll get into that one later.
I'm just glad you've got things lined up there. Yeah, that was stupid. I don't know what that guy was looking at.
Okay, so that's some of the highlights I have. So now I can go through the games here.
Okay.
Just some of the bigger ones.
Let me go ahead and get you back on there. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The Coastal Carolina still undefeated. They had a pretty good game. This was Thursday night. Virginia Tech around here. I'm in Virginia, so this was a heartbreaker.
Oh, it's a big matchup there.
West Virginia and Virginia Tech.
Shit, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they got beat up. And then Illinois, did their thing against Chattanooga.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of pulled them out. Syracuse not looking too bad. Virginia had actually came back in this game, but they just couldn't finish. So Syracuse is actually undefeated right now. That's pretty cool. Okay, so here's Georgia, number 1 team in the nation.
Yep.
Kent State, poor Kent State. They had that game versus Oklahoma where it was 7-3 at the 30 seconds before the half, and then Oklahoma threw a touchdown right before the end of the half. Never looked back. Final score was 33-3.
Right.
But Kent State, they try so hard, but they just can't. They just don't have the talent to face it.
Yeah.
It was a really good game. Mm-hmm. It was a really good game up until the last quarter, or last two quarters, and then Georgia kind of pulled away. But it was definitely a close game. This wasn't at all. I was hoping Alabama would get tested a little bit, but Vanderbilt just had nothing. 55-3 in that one.
Well, the story leading in was that Vandy was undefeated at this point, weren't they?
No, they were 3-1.
Okay, but they were playing well. Is what
they were playing.
Yeah,
they were playing pretty well.
Yeah. Okay, and then they run into the buzzsaw. Oh shit!
And then there's this one right here, and Ohio State and Wisconsin. Yeah, people were like, "Oh, this is gonna be a great game." After the first, it was 21-0 in the first quarter.
I guess those badges aren't as good as they thought.
Yeah, I didn't even bother to try and watch that game. I turned it off. I did watch this game though, Michigan and Maryland. This is where the young Tagovailoa is playing.
Okay, his brother. Yeah,
from Maryland. Just too many mistakes.
Come on.
And they just
Tagovailoa. Come on now.
Had a chance.
We hate the Harbaughs. Come on, man.
They had a chance, but they just couldn't do it.
Actually, I don't hate Harbaugh's brother, but I hate him.
And when it was tied at 27, they brought it back and tied it. But then, the running back came, on the final possession, came back and just ran the ball all over him. So that was unfortunate. They didn't already discussed Clemson and Wake Forest. That unfortunate. I was really pulling for Wake Forest on that one, but they're still a good team. Wake Forest they'll probably be top 10 by the end of the season if they win more. They have a tough schedule in front of them for sure. Yeah. And here's the unfortunate one: Kansas State over Oklahoma. It has to be mentioned. We're going down the list.
I don't care. So my Boomer Sooners shit the bed at home again against the Wildcats. Damn it.
Yeah, it's So that I didn't watch too much of that game. It was one of the few I did. I kept an eye on it, but I saw Kansas State was kind of beating up on Oklahoma. But Oklahoma came back. They were down 14-0.
I was at work and tapped into it for a couple of seconds, long enough to see Kansas State go up 21-14 on them in the second quarter. Yeah. I was like, man, here we go. It's going to happen.
Yeah, so
again.
that was a pretty good game, but that was probably the upset of the week right there. Yeah. And then
it's getting to where it's not an upset, man. That's what's really starting to tick me off. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. And then we have number 7, USC. They pulled out a win. Just barely. They got a score late in the game to take the lead again, and very low scoring game for this. Oregon State defense is pretty good. You don't hold USC to that many points, very often. So, good on Oregon State. If they had won this, they definitely would have been like top 15 after this win, but unfortunately they couldn't pull it out. But Oregon State's still pretty good. This was a good game right here. I watched a little bit of this game, the Northern Illinois and Kentucky game. They definitely had Kentucky on their heels. They were definitely they bit at them. For a 1-3 team against Kentucky, that was a really good game. I think Kentucky kind of got away with one there, but they're still undefeated. So Kentucky, I've been rooting for these guys, just because they're not they're one of the big names. So I just,
Are they in the SEC? Yeah, they are, aren't they? They're in the western side of the SEC, right? I believe.
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Or eastern side. I'm sorry.
And they got Ole Miss next week.
Yeah, I was fixing to say they haven't gotten into the meat of the schedule yet, bro.
Yeah.
Once they get in the meat of the schedule, then we're gonna find out.
We'll find out. Yeah, a lot of these, for sure, queuing up.
Like we found out about
crazy.
Like we found out about the next two. A&M's a little bit better. Tennessee's a little bit better, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But here, Arkansas. We talked a little bit about this one too. Texas A&M stole that one from Arkansas for sure. They literally stole it from them.
Literally stole it. Hey, win's a win, baby.
So yeah. So
Al Davis, what do you say? Just win, baby. Just win.
I think their only loss is to App State. I think it was.
Which isn't a bad loss. It's not a bad loss. Appalachian State's usually a really good team, so they're not a cupcake anymore. All right. So have you got the power rankings for this week or no?
Sorry, I got mixed up here.
That's cool.
No, I wasn't going to do power rankings because
you're just going through the scoreboard. Okay.
Yeah, the power rankings, because they don't officially come out until later in the day, they're kind of useless.
Okay.
I did watch some of this game too. I was rooting for Florida, but Tennessee was just too good. They couldn't stop them. Florida was doing all they could to, try to keep it. But they have a running quarterback kind of deal. He's not the greatest passer. He's all right, serviceable, but he's not going to win a shootout kind of guy. Seems like, at least from what I could tell. And the defense kind of gives up too many points, so they lost that one. NC State.
I'm seeing these scores. I'm wondering who is playing defense in football anymore.
I got one coming up. Like you'll see, but. Let's see. Utah, I didn't watch this game because it was really, really late. So Utah 3-1. They're still rolling along. Penn State, I didn't watch much of this game either. They were actually tied at 14-14 at one point.
They're holding serve, baby.
Penn State eventually just pulled away. Yeah, so Penn State's 4-0. They're going to keep climbing until they lose.
I told you we root for that team in our house because my nephew is a grad. So
this one made me sad. I was really hoping to see Washington State stay undefeated. They just couldn't pull it out. I think it was a late turnover, if I'm not mistaken, for that one.
Apparently, only one set of Wildcats is allowed to win on Saturdays. I guess.
So Oregon, despite being 3-1, they're 15, 3-1, so they're going to keep rising because the committees love them.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to. Ole Miss, they had a really tough. I watched this game a little bit too, and Tulsa really had them. They earned this win. They had to earn this win for sure. Tulsa had them, working. Yeah, but in the second quarter, when you win 28, get 28 points in the second quarter.
Wow,
that's hard to come back around. They didn't do anything in the second half. So, Tulsa just needs to score a little bit more, and then they would have gotten that one. They shut them out in the second half. So, unfortunate for that one. So, and then here's Baylor and Iowa State. Talked about that one a little bit earlier. Baylor just,
I don't
jumping
care.
over people.
As already documented, I don't care.
And then here's this one. Was another late one, so I didn't really watch anything of this one. Washington over Stanford.
I'm just looking down the scoreboard and just saw one that's just. Wow.
I didn't watch this one either. Much of this one. BYU.
You know the one I'm looking at.
What's this? The Texas Tech?
Yes, that's the one I'm looking at.
So this one,
my man Dallas has got to be beside himself. Oh,
I watched this game as well. It was on one of my screens, and it was a. Yeah, this was
both the teams at the top of the Big 12 got beat yesterday.
Yeah, this is what happens when you don't have a field goal kicker, So another field goal kicker. So Texas Tech will probably be ranked in the upper 20s or lower 20s, I guess you could call it, this week. So
do you think Texas is going to lose their ranking?
Texas is definitely Texas. Yeah, 22. They only have to get 3 spots to get out of the rankings, and they lost the game, so they're definitely out for sure. Pittsburgh, they won their game. This was all right. Rhode Island did okay, but Pittsburgh was too much for them. This one was pretty surprising right here too. Middle Tennessee, who I've never heard of before, beat up Miami. The score looks closer than it actually was. Seems, but Middle Tennessee. So Miami's definitely out of the rankings. They've fallen from grace.
I sit there and I look at Miami getting beat by a team like that, and I'm like, wow, how the mighty have fallen. Because, like I said, at the turn of the century, all through the mid '80s, I'd say through the '90s, because Jimmy Johnson started his coaching career at Miami and won a national championship there, and that was in the '80s. They were a powerhouse right up until the turn of the century, man. They really were.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis came from there.
And they're always rated high at the start of the season, and then they just kind of let it go. And they start actually playing football.
Yep.
This one was by far the absolute most boring game. I actually kept it on. I always tend to watch the close games, right?
See, but but I can't take your word for it that it was boring, because unless they're scoring a touchdown every 5 minutes, it's boring to you.
No, okay.
That kind of game right there can be exciting as hell if you're in the defense.
So what was it? 8 punts in a row, and most of them were 3 and outs.
But what kind of 3 and outs were they? I mean, were they just getting hammered? I mean, what was going on there? Or was it bad play? See, that's the difference. If it's bad football on the offensive side, then that's boring. But if it's great defense on both sides, that's a war of attrition.
0, 0, 0, 0. Nothing in the second half. It took an overtime.
Once again, you're looking at the score. This doesn't tell me anything.
No, I watched the game. It was awful.
Okay, all right. So
it was one of my games that I had, because I usually have at least 4 games on my screen at the same
time. You know where
I'm
coming from, though, man.
No, I get it, but it was
field
still
goals boring.
Even a field goal would have been fine. They got nothing. They weren't even getting to half field. That's how bad it was. But I didn't watch much of none of these games. I didn't watch. Here's Kansas, though. Kansas is still going. They're 4-0 now. They beat Duke. So I don't know if they'll get ranked, but they're undefeated. Let's see if there's any others worth mentioning. A lot of these are a lot of the unranked games.
Mm-hmm.
This one was pretty crazy. Ohio and Fordham, 59-52.
No defense.
I watched that
played.
one. Yeah, no defense. Here's Notre Dame and North Carolina. Felt bad for Luke on this one. They kind of got beat up. And then here's Minnesota over Michigan State. They beat the crowd. I'd be surprised if they did. They're 4-0.
Wow.
They might get ranked this week, maybe.
There you go.
So they did get really good. Indiana and Cincinnati. Cincinnati got beat up Indiana. So Indiana was undefeated, and now they're both 3-1 at this point. Appalachian State was another pretty good one. Madison scored like 15 points in the last 8 minutes, I think, of the game.
I'm going to have to rein you in, brother, because we're running up against time on the scouting report.
I think we're pretty much done here. There's nothing else worth mentioning.
Let me ask you this. What do you think was the biggest statement made this weekend in college football?
That's a good one.
I mean, is Georgia distancing themselves or?
Well, they didn't really this game.
Okay.
Ohio State still has a crazy good offense. Alabama really hasn't been challenged yet. I mean, they've had close games, but they haven't really been challenged much. Georgia hasn't been really challenged.
You can't tell about the SEC, can you, until they get into the conference play. Yeah.
I really like Wake Forest. They almost won, and they would have been top 10 if they had won this one. So I think Wake Forest is going to come back pretty strong. Kansas State needs to be ranked for sure.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
And then probably Texas A&M. They got over Arkansas, and that was a pretty
that's an upset. I'd have to say that's the big one right there.
And then Tennessee getting their win, staying undefeated. They'll probably be top 10 as well, with a couple teams falling out. So that's pretty much what I got for college.
All right. Well, appreciate the scouting report. I don't watch much of that stuff at all. And so let's go on to the Thursday night game. Let's see. Hang on a second. Did you want to show us a highlight from that game real quick?
Oh, it was just the one catch of the year. Yeah.
Go, man. Go. Do it up.
But this was the Steelers going down. This is pretty early on in the game. But
reaching up for it is George Pickens, and he holds it in.
George Pickens. This is a guy that's known when he was in college at Georgia. Vertical stretch the defense.
Oh, good Lord.
Like that's
Beckham-like even.
Vertical stretch the defense.
Yeah, that's crazy. He was falling down and caught that ball.
College at Georgia. Vertical stretch the defense.
Wow.
That was a good play right there. That was
All right.
I just distinctly remember that one. That's what I got. So.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and get rid of that real quick. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
The last thing I got is I got this yesterday.
Oh no! What do you got there?
I found
Check that out.
That garage sale that I went to yesterday.
D. That's what I'm talking about.
It's a little. The paint isn't as good. Paint job isn't good. This isn't mine exactly, but it's the same thing. It's a wall plaque, but
it's nice, dude. That is nice.
That's what I got.
I love the old school.
I'm gonna take that to work with me and show it up there.
Love the old school uniforms. I do. That's what I grew up on, man. The Broncos. Yeah. Okay. So go ahead and dump that off there, man, so I can go ahead and put the regular schedule up there that we use every week.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for letting me do the college bit.
No problem. Always, dude. Got to have the scouting report. You know that. All right. Let's see.
College next week, I think it's going to be even crazier. There's going to be a lot of ranked games going at it next week. So
yeah.
Fun for sure.
Well, let's talk about the NFL now, bro. And we start with Thursday night's game.
Yeah.
We picked that one a little early, but
you
did get that one right. You got you picked the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking like they might be 3-0 at this point, but we didn't know they were going to dump it last week. Last Sunday. But wow. Did they ever they stuck with Turducken the whole time, didn't they? That's what I call Trubisky. Turducken.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, those calls are going to be coming soon. They're going to be coming.
Oh, man, I watched a little of this game, not the whole thing, but it's tough for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Those wide receivers look a little frustrated out there. They really do. But I got to tell you, Trubisky doesn't look bad. I don't think it's on him, man. He's putting the ball where it needs to go. It's just sometimes he's missing guys that are open. You know what I mean? He's not seeing them, is what I'm saying. But the Browns, God, their running game, that running game can carry them to a 500 mark. Let's see what we got here.
It's coming, Eric. Eric's a coworker of mine.
Oh,
It's
man.
coming.
Eric
It's
says, don't
coming
bring
to
that to work.
It's
Let me tell you something, man.
He's a Commanders fan. He can't talk. They don't even have a logo anymore.
He's a Commandos fan? Oh, okay. There you go. He's got a good game today. I got to tell you there, Eric, if you're a Commandos fan, first of all, I'm not going to call them Commanders because it's silly to have a team that's all a bunch of bosses. I'm going to call them the Commandos, and that's what I'm going to call them. Anyway, wow, I'm shocked at how Wentz is playing this year. I really am. I had totally cashed out on that guy, but apparently he's been rejuvenated in DC. But yeah, if he decides to bring the old Bronco plaque up there, you're just gonna have to deal with it, bro, because that's some old school stuff.
We got another coworker that, unfortunate for him, he sat Lamar Jackson in the Dolphins game. And
did he make a mistake?
We're not going to let that go for forever. So
wait. I believe from what Rich Eisen was saying when I watched his show Monday after those games, he said Lamar Jackson became the first quarterback to throw for a 75-yard plus touchdown and run for a 75-yard plus touchdown in a game, and it wasn't even the biggest stat in the game because of what Tua did in the fourth quarter.
No, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that is nuts. Game. Well, whoever your coworker is, start Lamar Jackson every week.
Yeah.
Even if they lose, he's going to get his, bro. He's trying to get a contract. Trust me, that guy's going to get his.
Yeah, and they're gonna have to fully guarantee him.
But to wrap up this game here, the Browns keep on trucking. They keep that running game going. They've got a good enough defense to slow down the other team.
Absolutely,
they keep that running game going, dude. They can end up 500 before Watson gets back. Shoot. All right, let's see what's next on the docket today. We start with the Saints at the Panthers.
You remember when I was talking about Winston and his pick sixes?
Yeah, oh my God! Wow! When it came back in a flood.
That's why I won't trust him. I'll never.
Oh my God, man! He just started pressing in the fourth quarter and just started giving it away.
Yep, he gets in a panic and he just starts throwing it all.
Well, one thing I'm noticing about him, you can tell Sean Payton's not there anymore. He's not getting coached up anymore, not like he was. He's hanging on the ball too long. And I don't know. And it can't be because the wide receivers aren't getting open, I don't think. I mean, Michael Thomas is getting open.
Yeah, he's back in. And
you know. And if they're doubling him, then somebody's open out there. I just don't know what's going on with Winston. Maybe he's reverted without Peyton. Who knows?
Yeah,
but,
so I'm not trusting him. So
that's the first multi-pick game he's had with the Saints since he started for him. So let's hope he can rein that in. But wow, that didn't look good.
No, I'm going with the Panthers because of it. I'm still not going to trust them.
This is a dogfight. Yeah. There's usually a fight in this game, especially when they play in New Orleans. I don't know what it is with that dome, but anytime there's a division game in the dome, there's a fight.
Well, this is at Carolina.
I know it is. I'm just saying there's usually a fight in this game. These two teams do not like each other at all. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Panthers myself. After what I saw, it's not looking good. Unless is Kamara back for this game? He was out last game.
I don't know if he's back in yet or not, but he was definitely
even if he isn't. I'm going to take the Panthers. I think they get off the schneid. They're 0-2, aren't they? I think they're 0-2.
Yeah, they got beat by the what was it, the Giants?
I think Baker's gonna
Browns.
He's gonna be ready. Okay, so we're together on that one.
Yep.
Then we got the Texans at the Chicago Bears. Yeah, the Chicago Bears. Okay, this I have not seen the Texans play yet, but correct me if I'm wrong. They're 1-0-1, right? Didn't they win last week? Yeah, they shut out the freaking Colts.
No. That
was the Jaguars.
They lost to the Broncos. They're 0-1-1.
They're 0-1-1. Okay,
Yeah.
they've lost to the Broncos.
They lost to Denver.
That's right.
Yeah,
It was
they
the
lost to
Colts
Denver,
they
and they
had
tied
a
the Colts.
draw with the first week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And the Bears
we got
are
the
1-1.
Bears.
They beat 49ers in that rain fest and then lost to the Packers.
They won because of the weather. Is what they did.
Yeah. So it's kind of hard to tell. I'm still going to go with the Bears because I don't think the Texans are all that good.
In a so-so matchup, you always got to go with the home team. I'll take the Bears too.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but I'm still keeping an eye on Davis Mills here. I'm still keeping an eye on him. Okay. Then we got the Well, do we even need to talk about this game?
We have the Bills and the Dolphins, Nick. No,
right? Let's just skip
over
this one.
This guy.
Pretty sure the Chiefs are going to win this game. I don't know.
The only thing you say is the Colts usually had a good defense. They have not had a good defense yet. They got
what
shut
is
out.
Going on with
they got
that?
destroyed last week. So I'm wondering if
look at which personnel they lost.
This is the perfect case of like trap
game.
This got trap game written all over it.
It does have trap game.
If the Colts get some turnovers,
I ain't going on that limb though.
No. If Jonathan Taylor runs the ball right to keep the ball out of Mahomes' hand, there's a way to win. It's just don't see it happening. Just I'm going Chiefs all the way for sure.
Yeah. The game of the day, brother.
Oh, the game
undefeated.
Of the week.
And it's AFC East. Who'd have thunk it who'd have thunk it 3 years ago that these guys would be dueling for the division?
Who would have thunk
it
3 weeks
Patriots
ago?
being mentioned. Wow. My wife is on cloud 9.
This is a tough one. I'm gonna go with the Bills for this week.
And I'm going against you. I'm going with the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bills because I think their defense.
The kind of win they had last week on the road is the kind of thing that fuels a team and starts making them think that they're unbeatable.
For me, it also makes it like that was such a real high
that they're going to
come crashing down. And I think that they all their emotion went into that game, and the Bills are they're so good. The Bills are just so good. So I don't know. This should definitely go both ways, but I think the Bills have enough to make Tua look a little silly, and maybe get away with this one. So I'm going Bills.
Well, the Ravens have a young secondary, from what I understand. Mm-hmm. So
although the Bills did lose Micah Hyde for the season.
Micah Hyde, that's a big loss. That safety
loss.
Right there is a big-time loss. It is.
This game could go either way. They're both just great teams. If it ties, I'm going to be surprised.
It may. Boys and girls, I'm not a bettor, but, if you think about the over-under, I take the over because it looks like this could be one of those games where it ends up being the last team to have the ball. This could be just like them against the Chiefs last year, the Bills and Chiefs game, But I'm going with the home team. I'm going with the home team because of the big win they had last week. Did you see that video that was put out, by the way? They flipped the video of Tua throwing all those touchdowns last week. They flipped it to make it look like he was throwing right-handed. Have you seen this thing?
No, I hadn't seen it.
I may look it up here in a second.
Why would they do that, though?
You'd be shocked. It makes it look like, everybody talks about his throwing motion and how he throws an inaccurate ball and stuff. But when they flipped the film and made it look like he was throwing right-handed, it made him look like Joe Montana, man. The balls look so pretty coming out of his hands and shit. It was ridiculous. What they're saying is it may be a visual thing with the left-handed quarterback, because a lot of people used to say the same thing about Steve Young, that he was inaccurate and shit. But the guy, he still holds the record for the most touchdowns in a Super Bowl. He threw 6 touchdowns against the Chargers when he won the Super Bowl. But anyway, yeah, I'm going Miami. You're going to Bills. Okay, got it.
Yep.
And I've been waiting with bated breath for this one, to talk about this one, baby.
Oh, this one's a weird one.
Yeah, baby.
What Vikings are we going to get? I know you always like calling, Kristen Kirk.
You know what's up? You took the Vikings last week, didn't you?
I did take the Vikings last week. And
Rich Eisen, after week 1, was going, they may be the most complete team in the NFC. I'm like, you guys just don't understand. The trigger man will rein them in. Worry not.
I was hyped up on them as well, but now they laid an egg. And Lions aren't looking that bad, which is
the Lions beat them last year.
I'm actually
beat them in Detroit. So
I think their defense is a little underrated because they, especially against the Eagles, they kind of plumped a little bit. But they came out last week, firing. So I don't know. Neither team seems to be that great, but I think the Lions have a lot more upside at the moment. I don't know. I could be way off base on this one. This one's just weird. I don't know.
It's a division game. It's a division game. I'm gonna pick the Minnesota Vikings in this one, but I'm gonna be pulling for the Lions because I don't like their trigger man. I don't trust Mr. Cousins as far as I could throw him, and he proved to me once again when the lights are on, his football IQ drops by about fucking 50 points because he was throwing balls he had no business throwing. I was like, where are you throwing this football, dude? Wow. Unbelievable. Yeah, that was bad. But I'm going to go with them this week. They should bounce back. Okay. This ought to be a good game. The Patriots are in fucking trouble this week. I hated for them, but...
Yeah, the Ravens are mad about last week.
They are madder than hornets about last week.
Yeah.
And,
I don't think England has the defense and the offense to keep up.
They don't have either side to keep up with this team, dude.
Ravens they should win pretty
The only chance New England has to win this game is if they expose that young secondary and don't even run the ball and just throw it every down.
Aguilar hasn't looked that bad for New England. Their receivers haven't looked too bad.
You understand what I'm saying? They're going to do it through the air. They're going to have to.
Yeah.
They're going to have to. And they're going to have to try and keep up with them because I don't think that defense is ready to stop this fool. He's off the chain. I mean, think about it. Everybody's talking about Tua this week. If they'd lost, they'd all be talking MVP about Smith or Jackson, excuse me, Lamar Jackson after last week's game. I mean, God, it wasn't like they didn't score. They had to come back. What? They were down 3 touchdowns in the fourth?
Well, Miami was down. Yeah, Miami was.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If Tua hadn't won the game, we'd be talking MVP about Lamar Jackson right now. And we still may be by the end of the year. Yeah. So I'm going with the Ravens. I'm pulling for New England in it, but I'm going with the Ravens. Oh, I know you aren't. I know. Unless you've got a blood tie to this team. Everybody hates them. I know. Look, it's not the first time. Okay. Everybody hated the Steelers in the 70s when they were winning all their Super Bowls. Everybody hated the Cowboys in the 90s. Everybody hated the Niners in the 80s. Okay. It's just like that. Okay. I'm just wondering who the next dynasty is going to be. That's what I'm wondering. Right now, it's going back and forth between a few teams. Okay. Next up, we got the Jets. Wow. This is a tough one to pick, man. It really is. Unless they come up with a miracle cure for protecting Joe Burrow, I may have to go Jets in this game, dude.
I can't pull the trigger. Not with Joe Flacco there.
He won last week, brother.
He did, and it was a miracle. And it was Madden moments at its finest.
Right.
Which would have made me mad. But no, Bengals are. I don't know. I'm going Bengals. I don't have a good reason why. Eventually they got to come out of their slump and win a couple games.
Because you're an offensive-minded guy, and they've got the offense. Right? I know what it is. I'm going Jets.
They don't have the offensive line, that's for sure. But
I'm pulling for the Bengals. Don't get me wrong, but after what I've seen in the first 2 weeks, dude, they do not look good protecting their quarterback. Man, he's getting beat up again. They've got to figure that out. I'm going Jets. All right. And then we got the Raiders. The Vegas Raiders going into Tennessee. What has happened to the Tennessee Titans?
I don't know. Are they 0-2 right now?
Let me think.
They are 0-2. Both these teams are 0-2. Both of them need a win.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But the Raiders, they had the Chargers and the Chiefs.
Yes, they had.
It's like it's an 0-2.
But Tennessee, who is we know they got blown out by Buffalo last week, and they put the kid in. You've been talking about.
I mean,
they lost the Giants in week 1, who were undefeated.
Yeah, you're right. But
Saquon's healthy and he's hard to stop, right?
That's like an asterisk.
I know it's an asterisk to it. I understand.
The
You shouldn't be
Raiders have
losing
an
to the
asterisk
Giants, right?
0-2, and
you shouldn't be losing to the Giants. You're supposed to win the games you're supposed to win, right? I don't know what the problem is here. I really
Henry's
don't.
not hurt, as far as I know. So.
Well, I know what the problem was against the Bills. If you're getting in a shootout, Ryan Tannehill is not the guy to get you out of it. That's for damn sure. But I don't know. I'm feeling Raiders. I'm
going
feeling
Raiders
like
on this one.
Yeah, I'm feeling
rooting
like
for
the
Titans.
Titans are in trouble, man.
I'm rooting for the Titans because the longer the Raiders are in the basement,
well, if they want to win, they're at home. They got to figure out a way to get Derrick Henry going downhill. I don't know. I don't know what's been going wrong with it. I don't know if the Giants stuffed the run. I haven't seen this team play yet. I caught some of the Buffalo game. They showed it late. No, they had it on TV, and I couldn't watch that. It was like, good
I don't
Lord.
even know which ones I'm going to be able to watch today, but
yeah,
I still got to go.
But I'm going Raiders in this one just because I feel like they're closer. I really do.
Mm.
And they have arguably the best wide receiver in football. So,
Yep. I got him on fantasy. It's awesome.
Yep. And I'm sure he's paid off the first 2 weeks, even though they've been losing. I'm sure he's paying off.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think he's got over 20 catches so far in 2 games.
Mm-hmm. What may be the hottest team in the NFC.
Yeah.
Going into Washington.
Yeah.
This could be a good game.
It might be, yeah. Could be.
But after what
it can keep up. But
after what I saw against Minnesota, if he keeps this up, Jalen Hurts is gonna make me start to be a believer. I do not believe in the guy. I haven't yet. I've been Missouri with him. He's got to show me because he's thrown a lot of. But man, last week, dude, I don't know if it was the bad defense by the. Oh man, small time Republic's here. What's up, Matt? He says, "Who dat?" I'm sorry, Matt. We picked against you this week. We picked against you this week. I'm sorry, man. But anyway, Philly just looks unstoppable.
They look good.
Maybe a division opponent can slow them down. A team that knows them. But I don't know. I just don't. If you give me the choice of going with the quarterbacks, I'll take Jalen Hurts the way he's playing right now all day over Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I'm going Eagles as well. Yeah. They're on a hot streak, so let's keep it going.
Yep, but this
Washington.
This has trap game written all over it as well, though, bro.
Oh yeah, and division game in Washington.
Washington's 1-1, and they didn't look bad in their loss either. So, yeah,
no, that offense is pretty good. It's pretty good. They got like Jahan Dotson, legit could be a rookie of the year if he keeps playing like that.
Right.
I don't know what other rookies are out there for wide receivers that are doing good, but he's doing really good. And then of course they have the other, McLaurin. And then, so they have weapons, so they can put up points.
Yeah, but you're counting on Carson Wentz to play above his head
which
again
and
again.
Are we getting? Are we getting MVP?
Which one?
Or are we getting Jags?
Right. Yikes. Speaking of Jags, quietly, this team has taken a quantum leap forward. Quietly. Their defense looks good, dude. They shut the Colts out last week. Didn't allow them to score a point.
I'm still wondering how good the Colts are, though. So I'm wondering how much of that was the defense and how much of that was the Colts. So I'm not completely good. This will be the real test right here.
This is the test, yeah.
I don't know if Keenan Allen is still out, though. I haven't looked at that injury for it. But and Herbert he's got cracked ribs.
Oh, by the way, Eric says we will win.
He is
talking about the Commandos, boys and girls. Hang on, just let's go back. He's talking about that team with the W.
Did he?
That's it. Okay, yeah. And now, Eric,
you didn't even pick your own team to win, Eric. I got the list right here. He didn't even pick his own team to win. Crazy.
But here's the deal, Eric. I don't know if I can trust a team that puts Washington State on their coffee mugs with the logo, okay? I don't know if I can do that. So, yeah, here my man Herbert is playing with busted rib cartilage.
Yeah,
is that
cracked
correct?
Ribs.
He was wincing last week. I thought they needed to pull him out of that game last week. I really did. He was hurting. And I don't know if you want to mortgage your future.
Apparently, they don't pull people out because they let that wide receiver go, and that caused the pick 6 for the Chiefs. And
they don't
like to pull people out.
That was the thing, man. You know, when they showed that whole sequence, because that wide receiver wanted out of the game, he was gassed, and they went hurry up, and I was like, oh wow, okay. Jacksonville, we'll find out about them today.
I was tempted to pick the Jags. I really was, but I'm going to stick with the Chargers. I'm rooting for the Jags for sure, but I think the Chargers.
I'm going to go with the Chargers as well. I think they play in a better division and they're better equipped. The Jaguars division sucks, so a victory against their division is not as big as a 1 touchdown loss in this division right here.
And they lost to the Commanders. I mean,
they lost to the Commanders. Yeah, the Commandos. The Commandos. They lost to the Commandos. You made me say Commanders, man. Don't do that. You're tripping me up here, bro.
Oh,
all right, next game. I'm sorry, man. Cardinals. The Cardinals have messed up signing that guy to that big contract. Is Hopkins still out?
He's out for another 4 weeks. Yeah. I think
give me the champs all day long then.
The Cardinals, I'm happy they came back and won last week because it was against the Raiders. I don't know.
They're not going to do it 2 weeks in a row. Sorry.
Yeah. Did you watch that play?
I saw the end of it.
The 77 yards running just to get 3 yards for a touchdown.
Unbelievable.
The craziness. But I'm going to go with the Rams. The Rams I think they're getting back into rhythm.
The Rams are they're typical Rams. They're going to get better and better as the season goes on. And let's see. Eric says a lot of great things start with W. Bro, don't church it up, son. They fucked up putting Washington State on those mugs, okay? I'm sorry, bro. Sorry. But yeah, give me the world champs all day long. The Falcons at Seattle. Now, this is one of those games could be very, very exciting, bro, because both of them need a win badly. Falcons haven't won yet. But you know what? They haven't looked bad in either loss. Surprisingly, the offense is moving the ball. Okay? So,
there you go, Fry.
What's he talking about now?
I think you were looking for this.
Whiskey, Washington Commandos.
The Commandos.
What are we? Let's put Eric in his place real quick, huh? The Commandos.
I think you were looking for this last week, but you couldn't find it.
Let's take a look at the Commandos. Could you blow that up a little bit for us, sir? Yeah, there we go. There's your genius football team right there, bro. There it is. There it is. That's officially licensed Washington Commandos memorabilia.
What state are they in? We don't know. We don't know what state that is.
Oh my God!
That could be any state. That could be Colorado.
Could be any state. We don't know. It's a county in the District of Columbia. That's what it is. It's a city block. Get the hell out of here. All right. So let's see. We're going back to the schedule. Yeah. Falcons. What's my man's name that came from Tennessee that's their quarterback right now? Mariota. He's not looking bad, really. They're running a read option offense, and they're moving the ball.
I'm actually going to Falcons. I kind of regretted it after I thought about it because the Maryland Commandos.
The Maryland Commandos.
It is in Seattle. So, and when you have a new system, and you're, as we know, it's all with the Broncos. When you have a new system and you're going to Seattle with the 12th man, it's. Ugh. So, but I'm going to stick with the Falcons. I think they're
you go ahead. So I will take that crazy environment in Seattle all day long if it's an equal game. Thank you very much. We get a win at home. Thank you.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm going to stick with the Falcons, though. So.
Yep. Okay, so what do we got next in the
this
afternoon?
This is probably the NFC game of the week. No,
it's not.
What?
No, it's not. No, it's not.
The NFC game of the week?
Buddy, the Packers are going to get shut down by that defense.
Yeah, you might be right.
They are. You know they are.
Sammy Watkins got hurt, too. He's on IR. So that's already another receiver. He's down.
Wow.
He actually looked really good for.
Yeah, he did.
Rodgers.
Yeah, he did.
I saw it was like yesterday morning. He's on IR. That's like,
so
I don't know
he's
for
got
how long, but
the rookie number 9 that likes to drop 70-yard touchdown passes to throw to. Hey, sounds good to me. Going into Tampa.
So I did pick the Bucks though. I do think that they're gonna.
Here we go. He admits it. Laugh out loud. You got me. Yeah, we did.
Well, yeah, Watkins.
Let's see. Small Time Republic says Watkins is made of glass. Yes, he is.
Not
Absolutely.
as bad as Percy Harvin, if you remember him.
No,
but,
no, I do remember Percy
all you gotta
Harvin,
do apparently is just come back for a Super Bowl and get touchdowns.
That's it.
That's all you gotta do is
get
Percy Harvin, and then you get a ring, and then you're good. You're good.
Right, run a sweep or two, and get
guy.
a kick return for a touchdown.
He came back for one game for the Vikings. I remember when the Vikings and the Broncos with Tim Tebow had a shootout, and Percy Harvin came back for that one game. And just destroyed our defense, but we still managed to win. But
you can't coach speed, brother. How many times you say Madden? That's all you look for is speed.
Oh yeah, that's why I love the speed.
You can't coach it.
If you look at mine, I have like my team now in Madden has like 3 white guys that are all like Wes Welker types, but they're like faster. They're all like 5'9", 5'10", and like super speed. And one of them I messed up on. I should have never drafted him, but he's super fast. But he's that. But I have too many guys in that thing. I need some tall guys that have a little bit of speed on the outside. But now I just have a bunch of small guys that you can just blow up if you hit them straight on. But
yeah,
whatever.
I think I don't. I think this is gonna. I think they're gonna look like they did against Minnesota.
That's how you beat the Packers.
Tampa's defense is for real, bro. They get after your ass. They do.
Yeah.
Todd Bowles is running that team now, and you notice the offense is leaning more on the running game. I predicted this at the beginning of the season, if you remember.
He's a bruiser.
And that we're going to see more of it, and Tampa's going to have problems. Or, excuse me, Green Bay is going to have problems. The Bay of Pigs is what they used to call this when they were in the same division. I don't know if you remember that or not before realignment. When Warren Sapp used to play against Brett Favre all the time, they called this game the Bay of Pigs. And they were in the same division before they went to 4 divisions. In the Central is where they were at. But yeah, I think Green Bay has problems today and they lose. You going with the Pack? Is that what?
No. I'm going with the Bucks.
You're going with the Bucks. Okay.
No.
And then tonight we got San Francisco at Denver.
We
wow,
need this game.
I didn't even know this was on tap, dude.
Of course, I got to do the primetime game of everyone.
That's going to be a good game.
Just what I need.
That's going to be good.
Yeah, I need the Broncos to come out. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they're coming out.
The one team. I hate to tell you this, bro. The one team that used to hold down Russ all the time. It's the San Francisco fucking 49ers, bro.
Yeah. But apparently we're wearing the blue uniform, and the last time we wore the all blue was when Peyton Manning got a bunch of records over the 49ers and destroyed them. But we need this game. We need to showcase.
You do. My brother says Niners. Baby.
And I'm so mad that I actually felt like we had a better chance against Lance than Garoppolo.
Oh yeah,
and now
no
they have
doubt.
Garoppolo. They have George Kittle coming back. He's going to destroy us. It's just
wait, Kittle's playing? Oh yeah, I'm
Kittle's
taking
playing.
San Fran then.
Kittle's playing. I'm going to stick with my Broncos because it is at home.
I'm telling you, their history against Russ is very good.
We do have that mile high,
right,
advantage hopefully. But
he did get off the snide. He threw a touchdown pass this week. So,
they actually, I was reading the article on it. They actually picked up a game management assistant coach. The Broncos did. They actually brought in reinforcements.
I talked to you about that. Remember, I told you I just thought that was ridiculous. They needed to get a quality assurance coach. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Game management advisor. And
Absolutely.
they picked someone up. He was, I forget what his name was, but he was an old timer. He had retired.
Doesn't matter what his name is, as long as he knows how to read a clock and know how many timeouts you got.
So
yeah.
So they're and hey, look, I give credit to Hatchett. He's owning up that he's new. He's still trying to figure things out too.
Hey,
he got some help. He's like, I'm all for it. I'm all for the help.
You're gonna have growing pains as a new head coach.
So I think if we can do well in this game, it might back some haters off because the hate train on Russ right now is just insane.
It is insane, but
so it's like, oh, you're supposed to just come out. Not everyone can come out like Peyton Manning did and score 7 touchdowns against the Ravens in the first game.
The first 2 games are over with. Now he's got his preseason done. Yeah, the points are going to come. It's just I don't like the matchup this week.
I don't
like it at all.
This is going to be.
This is not a good matchup for him, man. Yeah. It's not a good matchup.
We'll see. I hope, but yeah, I can definitely see the 49ers getting the best of us. But I'm going to stick with my Broncos. They are at home. They can throw but they have like 10 yards average on plays. When they're doing, and the run game is still really good too.
Well, I'm going with San Fran. I'm going with San Fran on
Broncos.
And Daniel, I will be calling you soon. I got to call you and Dad here when the show's over with and get the picks taken care of. Let's see. What do we got Monday night, man? Let's see.
Is this a doubleheader or is this just one game?
No, it's just one game. What was with the doubleheader in the second week of the season? I didn't understand that.
Dumb. And people were complaining about the dual screen. I would have liked that, but I didn't know where to find that.
Well, I only had one choice because I don't watch the Communist News. No, I mean, excuse me. I'm sorry. ESPN. I don't watch that. I haven't paid for that channel in 4 years.
I do the ESPN Plus for all the college.
Dude, I can't even watch SportsCenter anymore because all they do is talk about point spreads. That's all they do. It's a gambling channel now.
Oh, that's how I feel about our local sport radio station here, 106.7. That's all they half their thing is just talking about bets that they do now. They're all older geezers.
That's what ESPN
have
does.
Nothing else to do but bet now.
They can suck my yang.
That's all they do. Yeah, all this FanDuel stuff. I mean, it's cool for people that want to do it.
Hang on, my brother's going off here. What's he saying? He had become toxic on the field and off. He must be talking about Russ. Already sent picks to your phone. Okay, I already got his picks. Cool. All right. So, he must be talking about Russ here. He had become toxic on field and off.
We'll take him.
We got Dallas. This is going to be a good game, man. This is going to be a good game. I'm going to get to see it locally because it's the Cowboys. They're going to show it here.
Well, it's a Monday night game, so you see it.
And Monday night games I usually don't get.
Oh, that's right, because you don't.
It's on ESPN.
That's right.
But we'll get it here. They'll show it on the ABC affiliate because Disney owns both of them. But since we're in their market, we'll see it. This is going to be a good game, man. This is going to be a real good game. A lot better than people think. The Giants coming in 2-0, undefeated.
Yeah.
Dallas is 1-1. What a win they had against friggin' Cincinnati. I don't think either one of us picked the Cowboys last week to beat Cincinnati.
Nah.
No. And this guy, what's his name? Cooper Rush is playing within himself. He's playing within the system. He's spreading the ball around. And their defense is playing good. They were smart to keep Quinn on board. You know what I mean? They beat up Burrow. But then again, how much of that is the defense and how much of that is the leaky front line of the friggin' Cincinnati Bengals? Because he's been sacked, 14 times already this year? That's crazy.
Yeah, I think with this one I'm going with Barkley.
Danny said, "Yep." And he was talking about Russ. Yep.
I'm going with Barkley on this one. So I think he's the leading rusher right now in the NFL. So I think if the Giants can run the ball down their throats and do that, Daniel Jones doesn't have to do too much. The defense isn't bad. So I'm going to go with the Giants on this one. I think they stay undefeated. I don't know if they're for real, but I think they could beat Dallas in a backup. But
I am going.
I think last week was just a surprise.
I'm going with my brother. I'm going with Cal Flop. Going with the Cowboys. And and the reason why is the defense. I really, that defense is for real, dude. They're tough. They get after people. Their pass rush is really good. Their linebackers are really good. That Micah Parsons is something special.
Yeah, he's a beast.
That guy is something else. And I'm going to look for them to shut down the running game and make Daniel Jones beat him. And I don't think he can. Because they've got good coverage on the back end for the first time in a long time in that team. So Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. So I understand why you're taking Barkley. I usually would, but let's see. Eric says, laugh out loud. You listen to 106.7 The Fan. That's the Commandos station. I'm sorry, man. I've refused to use that name. Commandos station. Ron is an undercover commie.
Well, if you
listen
to it, I said I don't listen to them that much anymore because of what they do. But no, they are commanders all the way, and I hardly listen to them anymore in the morning. I have an hour drive, so I listen to the radio.
Yeah.
And if they're talking football, then I'll pay attention to them. But other than that,
my brother says, "Gotta go." Terry's on. Yeah, I'll be calling you in a little bit, Dan. I know I got your picks, but I'll yak at you after the show, after we're done. But yeah, you go watch Terry Bradshaw, that great man from Shreveport, Louisiana, right across the river from us. That's right. We got a Terry Bradshaw Passway right here in Shreveport, buddy. 3132. It's a road named after him here. He went to LA Tech too, which is right down the road, about an hour down the road in Ruston. Yep. Down I-20. Okay, so that's this week. We got those. And then I need to switch to I got to scroll back up top. We got to look at Thursday night's game.
Yeah. Oh,
let's see.
Dolphins at Bengals.
Get out of town.
Wow.
Another shootout. Is that? Wow, man. Wow. Dolphins at Bengals.
Wow.
Well, I'm not going to make a pick on this game yet. I got to see what happens today because we made that mistake last week, or I did. You made a good call, but I made a bad pick last week.
I mean, right away, I'm obviously going to pick the Dolphins. I mean,
that's what I'm thinking too, because the defense plays pretty good.
In a couple of days, but for sure, I'm pretty sure I'm leaning that way.
I want to see how their defense does against Josh Allen today. And the boys.
Yeah, but even if they, and then again, if they lose, the Dolphins lose, they'll come into this game angry, and they're going to go after Joe Burrow.
Yeah,
and then if they win, it'll be like what you said with the high flying, that momentum. They're going to carry to this game, and well, the only thing I would say that would probably make this game a trap game. But other than that, they could just destroy them and keep their ball.
Well,
so it's just kind of a. I think either way,
I don't know what they're going to do in Cincinnati about that front line. I'm interested to see.
Four of those guys were new too, and I guess they're just not working out. So.
Oh yeah, it's they were supposed to have revamped the front line to protect him, and
it did not.
I think you need to get some veteran leadership on that front line before you go drafting a whole bunch of dudes. You know what I'm saying? They'd be better served, I think, if they got some vets to go on that line. Yeah. But I reserve judgment on this one. I got to see what happens today. Specifically, more than anything, I got to see if the Bengals front line turns it around at all. Because if they don't, it's Dolphins all day long. Shit, the Dolphins got a decent defense. I mean, it's not top 5, but they're good, but I reserve judgment. I got to see what the front line of the Bengals does this week. Through 2 weeks, they look like shit, but, we'll see what happens.
How are your divisional winners picks going?
Well, let's take a look. Hang on. Let me get to that real quick. Let's take a look at those divisional winners. Let's see. Hang on. Let me get this off of here. Okay. So, I chose, hang on. I got my divisional winners for me was going to be in the AFC. Well, Miami doesn't look bad.
Mm-hmm. I got the Bills.
Tennessee looks like shit.
I had
Tennessee looks like fucking shit.
All the teams look like crap. Right now, it looks like the Jags. It looks like the Jags.
The Chargers, they don't.
I got the Broncos,
They
so I mean that's a home pick. But and then I got the Ravens in the North.
Let's see. Let's see. I think I had. Wait a minute. Who's my wild cards? Am I looking at the right thing here?
I don't know.
Hang on. Where are the division? Oh, okay. Here we go. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong thing. Denver, we don't know yet. The jury's still out. They're 1-1. Buffalo's looking good, but Buffalo. Miami could. Yeah, let's see what happens after today.
Yeah, right.
Cincinnati looks like shit.
Yeah, I did the Ravens.
I picked them to go all the way back to the Super Bowl. They were going to hell.
I predicted.
If you ask my brother, I put the Nojo on him.
I don't even have them in the playoffs.
Hang on real quick. We got another comment here. Matt says, if you don't have a good O-line, nothing else matters. That's it. That's it exactly. That's why I'm wondering. That's why I reserve judgment. I got to see what they do in the third week, Okay, so, well, the thing about it is, Matt, small-time Republic, this is my thinking on that. There's only 2 preseason games now. Unless you play in the Hall of Fame game, you got 3, okay? But everybody else got 2. And so, really, the first 2 games of the season are practically preseason games. These guys haven't played together. They're still building chemistry. So that's why I reserve judgment on that Thursday night game, see if the Bengals line gets any better. You know what I'm saying? So with film to look at. Yeah, Cincinnati and Indianapolis both are looking bad on my division picks.
Titans definitely my bad one. But, I mean, honestly, they have plenty of time to come back and do better. So any of them do.
Yours look okay right now. I mean, Baltimore's going to win that division.
Yeah.
And Buffalo, they're leading. And Denver, I mean, yours is kind of more up in the air. It looks like you're still going to have to contend with the Chiefs. That's what it's looking like. Okay, so the NFC, Dallas doesn't look bad, but you picked Philly, and they look better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like, really the NFC least, as I like to call them, their Commandos fan. The NFC least looks like it's Philadelphia's to win or lose.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. Green Bay, they're going to win that division in a walk again. We all know that.
I mean, the Lions, depending on what
I'd love to see the Lions challenge them. That would be
awesome. At the moment, the Lions are looking pretty decent in that division. I don't know.
Go Lions. I'm pulling for them. I want to see them.
I think that'd be great. I'd like to see the Lions.
Let's see. God, I picked New Orleans.
Yeah, I can't trust him. I can't trust Winston. I just won't trust him.
Well, your pick's looking pretty good. Tampa's looking good.
Yeah, Tampa.
The world champs. And you got the Niners.
I did take the Niners, and now they got Garoppolo, so they're firing on all cylinders.
Unbelievable!
He took us to a Super Bowl. He's taking it right back. And who do I have in the?
Garoppolo is over there talking about he's Cuba Gooding Jr. and Jerry Maguire. He's over there talking about, you're loving me now, aren't you? Yeah. You're loving me now, aren't you? Yeah. But I still think the Rams are going to win that division. We got to see how their first matchup goes.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Which the 49ers have been pretty good against them.
And then the wild cards, I'm still confident with. I've got Miami, Tennessee, and the Chargers. You've got the Chargers, Chiefs, and Miami. Yeah, that all looks good to me. The NFC wild cards, I have San Francisco, Arizona, and Tampa Bay. Wow, am I wrong about Arizona?
I got the Rams, Cowboys,
you've got
Vikings.
The Rams, Dallas. Dallas, really?
Vikings are well. I mean,
Minnesota.
This was pre-Dak getting hurt. So, and then the Vikings are always right there.
Yeah,
they're always right there. At least to get the last wild card spot.
My Super Bowl pick has gone to shit. Yours is looking great.
I don't have mine written down. I don't remember what I picked.
You picked San Francisco versus the Buffalo Bills.
Oh yeah.
I picked a rematch of last year's.
Garoppolo's back.
So, yeah, there you go. I think you're just a what's his name? Oh God, they call him Boomer on ESPN. The guy that does
Eisen?
No, not Eisen. The big fella. He could go all the way.
Oh, you're talking about Chris Berman?
Chris Berman. They call him Boomer. Okay, that's his nickname with ESPN. Anyway, that's the pick he makes every year, dude. He picks San Francisco to play the Buffalo Bills every fucking year. If you've never watched that, when he does his,
I don't see a lot of Chris Berman.
Well, he only does one show now, and it's on ESPN Plus. It's the same one that him and Tom Jackson used to do.
I don't watch shows in general.
But when he makes his when he makes his before the season pick, it's always San Francisco against Buffalo. It always is. because he one of his favorite sayings is nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. It's funny as shit. I love Chris Berman. I could listen to him all day. He's getting long in the tooth though. That's why they put him over on ESPN Plus. But anyway, okay. Anything else you want to point out about this week, brother?
About this week? No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm interested to see. You guys are in prime time. That's going to be fun to watch, man. That is going to be fun to watch. I'm pulling for Russ, but
Me too.
He's gonna have a rough time because that team's got his number, man. They know how to shut him down. Yeah, it's not been good for him the last couple of years. But hey, he's with a new team. They should have. I mean, from what
we got him for the next some odd years. So.
I was fixing to say, and it's not like he.
Maybe not.
It's not like the cupboard's bare. You got weapons for him, so
yeah.
They should be. You got to protect him though. Here, as long as you protect him, that's the main thing. Watch the game in the trenches. The problem with Russ is he likes to hang on to that ball a little long because he knows he can get away from people, and sometimes it costs him. If you guys can protect him, he should be able to beat him. But that's the question: can you protect him?
There were some times especially in that Seahawks game, where he had so much time that he literally got skittish. And was like looking behind him, and he's like, "Oh, there's no one there." And then just through the ball.
That's what happens when you don't play in the preseason, man. You got to get that preseason snaps.
But he's had such a bad dealing with O-line that when he does get time, he gets skittish.
He's like, "Oh shit, like, they're coming to get me!"
Like his internal clock's all messed
clock
up.
in his is like way off, right?
Just for the audience, one off topic for the NFL. I tried watching the 3 first episodes of Andor, and I hate it.
What? The Star Wars homer?
Even drinking, I couldn't stand it. So I don't know where we're gonna go from here. But I did not enjoy it. I did not enjoy it. So
liked
boring.
The start of the first episode. It was kind of dark. He murdered somebody. That's pretty cool. And then all of a sudden it turned into another one of these Disney shows where the strong independent women had to take control for him and blah blah blah. And okay.
And it has something that I absolutely abhor, which is flashbacks and
well,
everything I'm hating is what's showing
in
up
this
right
show,
now.
right?
There's no, if they don't have Darth Vader come on at some point just to do something, then I'm just like this show in 3 episodes has done nothing to increase my knowledge of Star Wars.
Small Time Republic says Andor is the best Disney Plus Star Wars show so far, in my opinion. A low bar. Okay, I've heard the same thing. Noc. I heard the first 2 episodes are kind of boring, but the third one it picks up. And I'm going to finish watching the first 3. I only had time to watch the first one. Like I said, I like the opening of it. It was kind of dark, which I think the best that Disney Star Wars has put on so far is Rogue One. I think that's the best movie they've made.
Yeah, but
which is a low bar. Like he's saying, it's a low bar.
It's one of those things where you could have this the story that they have right now. You could literally do it in any universe. Like, why do it in Star Wars? There's no point. Like, there's no. Because they literally slapped Star Wars now. They slapped Star Wars on there. It was like, here's a story, but let's make it in the Star Wars universe.
All I got to tell you, Star Wars fans, is keep plugging the extended universe. Keep telling those stories because eventually they're going to have to succumb and tell those stories. So,
well, that's where Grand Admiral Thrawn comes in. So, yeah, absolutely.
I hear they're working on a story with him in it. So,
no, he's in Ahsoka.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, and he has. There's 3 books out for him, or I think 3 or 4 of new canon of him in it because they brought him.
Okay, boys and girls, we don't want to tie you up too much with Star Wars.
Yeah, I gotta go get me a new phone.
It's NFL Sunday. We got to get ready for the games. We got to tailgate. Yeah. We got to do all that stuff. So let's let you know what's going on with the channel real quick. We do this particular show every Sunday at 10 a.m. Me and Noc are here to fill you in on the games, give you our insights, just as rabid football fans. And that's 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, 2 hours before kickoff of the afternoon games. And then don't forget that tonight, now the next time you guys are going to see me, I will be on, I'm pretty sure Comics Division has a member stream, so I'll be on there at 9 o'clock. I'll have one eye on the game and one and my face on YouTube on Comics Division's member stream tonight around 9. And then tonight at 11 after the games on Twitch, it'll be Joe's Atmosphere, Papa Joe Gamer up way too late. I play 3 hours worth of video games on Sunday and Mondays. I change games about every hour. I play a lot of different things. I may have to pull out the PS3 and play some Force Unleashed tonight. I'm feeling like I need some Star Wars after that Star Wars talk, man. I love Force Unleashed. I wish they'd make a movie of that shit. That was awesome. But anyway, then don't forget the next time after that. Oh, wrong one. The next time after that is, where'd it go? I don't have it on here. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I don't have it on here. The next time after that will be Wednesday when I do State of the Atmosphere. Hang on. Let me get off of this real quick. And Noc's been on that show. It's a new show I'm doing where I just talk to the chat. Small Time Republic, you got an open invitation on that one. Pope Metallicus and Noc met me on there a couple weeks ago, and it ended up talking about Star Wars. I'm going to have to see when he starts talking about Star Wars, I got to shut him up. You see what I'm doing right now? I'm changing the subject because he will keep going for hours.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that's State of the Atmosphere. I'll get the graphic on here next week. But yeah, it's 5:30 p.m. Central, 6:30 Eastern on Wednesdays. I'm doing that show. And then, of course, Thursdays, you got me and my brother Hacking the Matrix every Thursday at 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern in the evening. It's just, current events, pop culture, everything me and my brother love. We love talking politics and movies and music. I mean, just everything we love, comic books, stuff like that. So that's it for this week from the NFL pregame party. And Noc and I want to thank you for. Oh, we got one more comment. Let's see. What time on Wednesday? Yeah, 5:30 Central, Matt. 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern. I'll have the graphic up next week. I'm sorry about that. I'm still putting together all the slides for this show right here. This is one of my newer shows. What is he saying here now? You just answered my question. Count me in on Wednesday. Okay, I'll see you then, buddy. We'll have a good yak about what's going on in the world. I usually start, Matt, with a couple of subjects, but we go wherever the chat takes us. Okay, and all you guys are invited. Just come on. Let's see. The Broncos need Bobby Boucher today. They need Bobby Boucher.
Bobby Boucher. It really,
the winner.
Really sucks.
You remember when Bobby Boucher came in at halftime and won the Bourbon Bowl? Yeah. All right. Well, listen, guys. You guys go get your stuff ready. Get your tailgating on so you can enjoy the games.
The Bills won the poll.
Did they win the poll? What's the percentage? I don't have it in front of me.
60-40.
60-40?
Bills over Dolphins.
Go Dolphins. I want my wife happy. Okay? Her team is winning. We got to keep it rolling, guys. Come on, Dolphins. Okay, look, guys. I'm going to leave you like we always do with a trailer for my brother and I's talk show. And until we see you again, I want you all to keep on keeping on. God bless.